Have people seen that the far right is increasing in Israel or increasing in power? Uh, Breakthrough News and Rania Khalek did this really good interview with People's Dispatch, who everybody should follow and check out. I check People's Dispatch every single day. They're one of the best news outlets, socialistic, worker-based, people-based news outlets in the world. But they did this interview or published this piece from Rania Khalek of Breakthrough News about Israel moving to the right. There's a lot of information in it, so I won't watch the whole thing, but I'll play a little bit of it for y'all so you can get the idea.
After the recent elections, Israel's extreme right wing has emerged stronger. Benjamin Netanyahu is said to be the new prime minister, but key allies like Itmar Ben-Gvir and Bezalel Smotrich are likely to be the power behind the throne. While Israel's politics has steadily been moving towards the right, the growing influence of figures such as Ben-Gvir and Smotrich marks a new phase. What is the ideology of this extreme right wing? And what are its key planks? What influence is it likely to have on Israel's next government? What does this mean for the Palestinian resistance? Rania Khalek of Breakthrough News explains.
So, Israeli extremists are, of course, celebrating their recent electoral triumph of the far right and the religious bloc specifically, led by this figure, Itamar Ben-Gvir, in Israel's recent general elections. And it's understandable why they're celebrating. And it's also understandable why so many people are upset. I mean, even liberal Zionists are very upset about the ascension of people like Ben-Gvir, who they've actually equated with being like the equivalent to a KKK leader. You even had the chief rabbi of like Reform Jews in the US actually compare him to David Duke. And this is because he's an incredibly hateful figure, not just towards Palestinians. He goes beyond the pale in a lot of people's minds because he's hateful towards non-religious Jews or liberal Jews. He's even called for revoking the state recognition of Reform Jewish conversions, which has deeply upset a lot of American Jews who support Israel because most American Jews are actually Reform Jews.
So, as Jenny says here, are there other options in Israel? LOL, right, righter, and rightist are your choices. True, and who's taking power now are the rightist. You know, you have right, which is basically the left in Israel, like the Labor Party, the Labor Zionists, who have been in power like for a while till now. And then you have more, centrist people, and then you have these extremists, these people who are not only anti-Arab and anti-Palestinian, but they're even anti-reformist Jew, and they want the state of Israel to stop recognizing any reformist or reformed Jewish people, which is incredibly far right and incredibly hateful, and is actually hated by a lot of Jewish people who support the state of Israel, right? A lot of, more centrist Zionists, I guess you would call them. But what I really like about this article is like the sort of theoretical point that they make. It's really good reporting, and the article is packed full of information, but they say Israel's shift to the right is a natural evolution of Zionism. And it is. Like, to have this apartheid state, they have to raise children basically teaching them that Palestinians and Arabs are inferior, right? And that they're deserving of the violence that Israeli children see inflicted on them every day, or that they know is inflicted on them every day. And they're basically brought up in warfare, living in an apartheid state, literally ruled by the UN, an apartheid state. So if you raise kids in an apartheid state and the education system is teaching them that apartheid and violence are okay, then they're going to shift to the far right. You need these extremist ideologies to kind of justify that, this religious extremism or whatever else. People are going to drift towards that, and politicians are going to drift towards that, and that's what's been happening in Israel for years and years. As I said, it had been the Labor Zionist party, the more, quote unquote left-wing party in Israel, even though all their parties are right. But now people are shifting more towards extremism, in an apartheid state. It sounds weird because an apartheid state is already extreme, obviously, but they're drifting more towards ideologies that match up with their actions. So, Mint Press is a liberal Zionist? No. No, they're not. Al Jazeera is also trying to bring. Speaking of, people wanted news outlets. Mint Press News is good. People's Dispatch, like I said, Breakthrough News, who was Rania Khalek is Breakthrough News. They're great. And then this outlet, Consortium News. These guys are some of my favorite. I found them a while back. It was started by Robert Perry, a really great journalist who passed away. He's actually featured in the movie Ukraine on Fire. It's a movie we've promoted many, many times. But they did this report that Al Jazeera is suing the Israeli forces for the murder of Shireen Abu Akleh, the reporter in Palestine. They're trying to take it to the ICC, the Hague, the International Criminal Court. And the U.S. and the Biden administration are doing everything that they can to block it. They do not want this to go to the ICC. They don't want Israel to get exposed in any way. They don't want people to realize they're giving Israel billions of dollars a year to enforce an apartheid, of course. So they're blocking Shireen Abu Akleh and her family from getting justice, even though she was gunned down for reporting on the apartheid and reporting on the murder of the Israeli forces who sadly eventually would murder her.